Thanks, Riley. Coughing, hacking, and sneezing in both Georgia and South Carolina. Emergency department visits for RSV are at very high levels. That's according to the Atlanta-based CDC as we see a spike in holiday sickness. Your Sydney Hood is live in studio with more data on our individual counties. Sydney.
We're seeing several counties on both sides of the river scoring high on the scale, which in this case isn't necessarily a good thing. The CDC updates their numbers for their respiratory illnesses data channel on Fridays, and from this latest update, they say the amount of acute respiratory illnesses causing people to seek health care is high nationally. They also say COVID-19, the flu, and RSV activity continues to increase across the country. Now, the CDC measures wastewater activity levels and emergency room visits with COVID, the flu, and RSV. And looking at things locally, using Richmond County as an example here, the CDC is showing minimal COVID-19 ER visits and wastewater activity. However, there are high levels of flu activity in wastewater and the ER, and the same goes for RSV. The only difference here is the CDC is showing a very high level of RSV and wastewater. Now, over here in South Carolina, we aren't seeing as much red here. You can see overall respiratory illness activity in South Carolina is moderate. And then if you scroll down right here, you are seeing a high level of wastewater viral activity with COVID and then low RSV. And then looking at countywide numbers here, using Aiken County as an example, they're saying COVID-19 is at a low level, and then RSV, it's very high in terms of ER visits here. And you yourself can go to this website. We have it listed for you on our website, Wrdw.com. You can look up the state that you live in and then the county that you live in to see what things look like at a local level. Again, we have this listed for you on our website. Go in and type in flu cases and the story will pop up for you.
And it's definitely a good tool to use while so many people are out right now and on vacation around so many people. Thanks for following this, Sydney. Today marks 3 months since Hurricane Helene hit our area as a Category 1 hurricane. Since then, FEMA has been stationed in our area to help you get the federal assistance you may need. The deadline to apply for assistance in South Carolina is coming up on January 7th, but in Georgia, state lawmakers successfully moved that deadline to February, giving you more time. Your Kennedy Payne joins us live from our newsroom in Kennedy. You spoke to FEMA officials that say there are so many people who qualify for aid who haven't gotten help yet.
Yeah, FEMA says more than 2/3 of the state of Georgia is eligible to apply for FEMA assistance, and they've approved nearly $266 million across Georgia and nearly $244 million in South Carolina. If you haven't applied for assistance yet, FEMA says do that now because you could be leaving money on the table. If you have applied and you were denied, make sure you read the letter and appeal if you feel it was wrong. You have 60 days to appeal the decision after receiving your letter. FEMA says one of the main reasons you could have been denied was your insurance. If you are insured, always use that as your first route because by law, they cannot duplicate anything your insurance says they will cover. So you will need to prove that what your insurance will and will not cover when applying for assistance. Provide as much information as you can, whether it's receipts, photos, or videos.
If your home sustained major roof damage and you file with your insurance and your insurance agrees to pay for those damages, you can't then turn around to FEMA and say, okay, FEMA, my insurance is going to cover my roof damages. Now, what are you going to give me for my roof damages? If your insurance agrees to cover that, that's going to be who you go with. But if there are instances where your insurance doesn't cover everything, we could fill in some of those gaps.
And FEMA says that they will be in our community even after that deadline passes to help assist you. And we'll have a list of ways that you can contact them on our website at WRDW.com.
And those deadlines will sneak up on you, especially for those in South Carolina. Thank you, Kennedy. Georgia Power is still working to replace or repair